Hello again, everybody, and Happy New Year to you all out there. This is Beck and Manny's third installment of the Baseball Hot Stove League podcast for the AOSN, sponsored in part by Custom Bobbleheads with a Z. If you have a bobblehead of a player that's no longer with your favorite team and is somewhere else, rather, you can get that bobblehead made with that new team's uniform and such. So lots of things to talk about tonight. Just a couple weeks away from opening workouts for spring training. Hall of Fame came out Monday. Lots of stuff still out there as far as free agents go. Pitching is still very big on the need list for some teams. So how are you guys doing tonight? Manny, how's everything with you?
Everything going good. Thank you. Hello, everybody. And by the way, happy National Bobblehead Day as well. It was yesterday, January 7th.
Yep.
Just like our sponsor, Custom Bobbleheads, had a nice giveaway, I heard. Very good stuff. Follow him on Facebook as well. And yeah, like you said, a lot of things coming back after the holidays. It was kind of quiet. The hot stove kind of shut off a little bit, but back to seeing where free agents are going to sign, some trades still possible, hearing a lot of rumors, and we'll see where this goes. And Julian, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. It was my day off from work. Good day off, slept in. Now I'm talking baseball, so I couldn't ask for anything better.
Well, that's good. So let's talk about Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame, class of 2015, came out the other day. A lot of big names on there that really weren't too surprising. Let's talk about the for sures that we knew were going to be in there right off the bat, and then I guess later on after that we can talk about the ones that maybe were a little bit surprising for us. So let's definitely start off with what do you think? The big unit.
Big unit, Randy Johnson. I mean, hands down, dominant pitcher, deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Has that magic number of 300 wins. He had 303 in his career. Tough to reach, especially nowadays. Last season he played was in 2009, so nowadays, this day and age, maybe 200 plus wins can get you a good Hall of Fame chance. But yeah, definitely one of the best pitchers in the game.
Did you know he played a year for the Giants?
Yeah, I remember that.
Just a little trivia there.
Yeah.
There's no doubt Johnson was perhaps one of the top 4 left-handed pitchers of all time, in my humble opinion. Koufax dominated for 7-8 years solid in the 60s. There's no doubt that he is kind of the benchmark as far as lefties go. I would then say maybe Steve Carlton, and then Johnson, bringing up the third spot, and that could be any one of those guys could be brought in there 1, 2, or 3. But I think his credentials alone speak for themselves. 4,800 plus strikeouts, second all time, and I believe his strikeouts per 9 is over 10.
10.6 to be exact.
You can't argue with that at all.
And then some interesting stats as well. 4 consecutive Cy Young Awards from 1999 to 2002. His seasons 35, 36, and 37, and 38 of age. Pretty impressive, to say the least.
Yeah, the most impressive thing about that is that it was 98 to 2000.
99 to 2002.
That was the era where the Peds were big. The performing had some drugs. Runs were being scored at a premium right then and there. And he was there just shutting everyone down. I forgot his lowest ERA was 2-something.
2.32.
That's insane.
Remember when he exploded that bird in spring training?
Yes.
That's the logo of his, I forgot what he owned, but that's his logo.
He's a photographer now, I believe.
Yeah, that's his. Oh, he is. You're right. And that's his logo, is the upside down bird.
And he just got hired as a special assistant to the GM of the Arizona Diamondbacks. A quick question: what do you guys think he's gonna go in wearing which hat?
Mariners. I think he's going with the Mariners. There's a lot of talk about that. I mean, that's where he got his debut. Not his debut, but that's where he started becoming the pitcher he ended up being.
Okay. What about you, man?
I remember being a kid watching a game. It was the Arizona Diamondbacks at the Atlanta Braves. Throws a perfect game. I think that's a key moment in his career. He's going in with the Diamondbacks hat.
I would agree with that myself. But then again, it's up to them.
It's up to him.
It would
I mean,
be very surprising if he was going into the
But he threw a perfect game in 2004. Was that with the Yankees?
No.
yes, no, Arizona.
Ah,
Arizona. Yeah,
sorry.
correct. Yeah.
Okay, so Johnson, 6'10", all of his personality that goes with it, the long hair and everything. Let's continue on the mound and let's go with Pedro Martinez. Perhaps one of the most
Filthiest pitchers of all
dirtiest
time.
right-handers of the 90s into the early 2000s.
He was, 5'11"? So it's two different statures right there.
One of the most intimidating 5'11" guys you're going to meet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not a tall guy,
Yeah,
but...
just ask Don Zimmer, may he rest.
No, yes. I mean, filthy stuff. Unbelievable numbers. You remember him through those 90s and through that run he had with the Boston Red Sox. It was just amazing.
So imagine what he would have done if he was a Brave instead of a Met or a Philly instead
he would have
of
sucked
a
with the
Met.
Braves. But a lot of scouts thought his brother were better.
I would agree. When he first came up, Ramon Martinez was a phenom. His brother was a huge rookie phenom for the Dodgers. I want to say maybe 92, 93, somewhere around there. I could be mistaken around there, but he was all the talk in LA at the time. Him and, as a matter of fact, Raul Mondesi. They were supposed to be the faces of the franchise for the next few years, and boom, here comes Pedro. He's definitely no slouch. However, again, what hat is he going to be wearing when he goes into the Hall?
Oh, man, that's a good question.
That is a really good question.
I'd probably go with... He wants his Jerry curls on his plaque. I think that would be cool. They should put the Jerry curls on his plaque. Oh, Graham, sorry about that. 1 second. We're at my house, if you guys didn't know.
We don't have a studio.
Yeah, no studio yet, but it's probably a telemarketer
We're getting
calling.
there. Anyways, the hat. I think he had his best seasons with Boston Red Sox.
That's where he won his championship.
That's what you want, yeah. I'm not exactly sure if he will go in with a Boston Red Sox hat. I'm going to go ahead and say that he's going to go in with a blank hat.
Ooh, you're going out on a limb there, Manny.
But going the Greg Maddux way, without like he did last year.
Going out on a limb
Yeah,
there.
we'll
As long as he has his Jerry curls in, I'm happy. But a lot of people, he's 5'11". A lot of people wonder how he threw in the high 90s. If you ever look at his hands, his fingers are crazy long. He could just roll the fastball right off.
What the hell is that message? So let's also go to the next pitcher that was inducted the other day as we're listening to this annoying message. And Manny's got to be super happy about Smoltz getting inducted with 82%.
82%. Amazing guy, amazing pitcher. Very composed. It was just great. Saw him pitch when I was growing up. And as we said earlier, first pitcher to make the Hall of Fame that had a Tommy John surgery was just pretty impressive. Missed out in year 2000 season and did not play because of that injury.
Is he going in as a closer or starter?
He should go in as a starter because he only had a little amount of seasons closing, although he was a great closer. Just after the Tommy John surgery, he decided to close volumes. He was able to, but most of the time, he was a starter.
Chicks dig the long ball. Remember when him and Maddox had that commercial in Glavin back in those days?
Yeah.
And so let's also get to the dark horse of the group, the feel-good story of the Hall of Fame this year, which is Craig Biggio. Craig Biggio, lifelong Houston Astros player, had probably one of the greatest batting helmets of all time.
Oh, that pine tar
with
up
all
there.
the pine tar and dirt and all that stuff. But talk about tough as nails, talk about some longevity, talk about dedication. You can't ask for
And his
anything
risk
more.
paid off from going to catcher to second base. I believe he is the first Astro in the Hall of Fame. Well deserved. I kept asking my dad, is he really that good? But now that I see his votes, it was 82%.
Yeah, 82%.
82%. I mean, my dad saw him play more than I did. And all I remember is he was a hustler. He loved playing the game. He admitted it. He loved playing the game. He didn't do it for the money. He loved interacting with all the opposing teams, the people that work at the stadium. He's well deserved. We'll just see if next year if Jeff Bagwell gets in, make it 2 years in a row for Astros.
That would be kind of nice. We have to get back to the performance enhancing dilemma and, talk about if Bonds or Clemens is going to be eligible to get in. I mean, they're still eligible to get in, but this year they did kind of jump up into the 30% range from last year's voting of 17 or so percent, less than 20% for each of them. But this year they're getting a little bit more love from some of the voters out there, and I think that in due time, I think we're going to see Bonds in the Hall. But what do you guys think about that?
We really can't ignore the numbers they put up. They had amazing numbers. Yes, they did do PEDs, which is what's affecting them right now. But I think for a younger kid that's learning about baseball, learning about the history of baseball, you just can't ignore what they did and the numbers they put up. So some way I think they eventually get into the Hall of Fame, even if it's not my personal opinion what I would want, but they could be in there, maybe with an asterisk saying they used PEDs in the era, something like that, something that.
My personal opinion is Pete Rose has to get in first before the PED users can get in. Mm-hmm. Pete Rose put up all those numbers as a player. Yes, he betted as a coach, but that was as a manager. That does nothing to do with how he played, how he changed the game. He was a face of Cincinnati for forever.
For years,
I would
yeah.
agree with that.
And
of baseball.
And if once he gets in, then I don't mind if Bonds and McGuire, Sosa, Clemens get in. They should have their own little section in the Hall of Fame. It would
outside.
Maybe yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
A separate wing.
So
it would. I mean, it'll get a lot of attention. It'll get a lot of attention. People will go. They're not gonna ignore it at all.
And that's a big topic of debate, especially if we were sitting in downtown Cooperstown, in the Village, sitting outside at Mix or one of the coffee shops there. This would be one of the topics that would be discussed around July this summer when everybody's talking about things like that. But let's look forward to next year. We got Griffey Jr. coming in, the kid. He's definitely a lock.
Should put him in this year.
Yeah.
That would have been nice, but he's the only guy that ever did not have to wait was Clemente. But yeah, kid's gonna be a lock for sure next year. I would definitely like to see him in, and I'd definitely like to see Piazza get in next year.
Piazza,
he deserves it. He is probably the second greatest offensive catcher since Johnny Bench, in my opinion. But that's just kind of what I'm thinking of.
Definitely one of the best hitting catchers ever, and really low draft pick if I'm not mistaken.
He was, I think, maybe in like the 60th round.
Yes.
It was a favor
Piazza,
for his godfather, Tommy Lasorda, to be drafted at all.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. Lots of good stuff talking about today for the Hall of Fame, and good ideas, good discussions here, good points of view as this week of discussion and who should be in and who should not be in and things like that. And those are the things that are going to be talked about all the way up until induction weekend in July. But I think maybe we should probably take our first break here. What do you guys think? Our first break brought to you by Custom Bobbleheads. Custom Bobbleheads. We definitely need to remember that Custom Bobbleheads is proudly sponsoring this podcast, which we had a little bit of background music to play along with this. But yeah, since yesterday was National Bobblehead Day, check them out on Facebook. Custom Bobbleheads with a Z.
He also has an Instagram. He does really good work. He's been real busy lately. Now people are starting to see what he can do. If you have a Randy Johnson Mariner bobblehead and you wanted to wear a D-back jersey, just message him, send it in to him. He'll do some amazing work. And if it does break, I saw that recently. If one does break, you can send it back and he'll fix it. He takes pride in his work, and he's actually related to Manny. Manny knows a lot about his work.
I actually visited him not a long time ago during the holiday season, and For any of you out there listening, he also does basketball bobbleheads, soccer bobbleheads. You just have to let him know, and he can pretty much do anything.
He's just a bobblehead nut.
Yeah, he sure is.
Well, that's good. So again, thanks to Custom Bobbleheads, and let's maybe move on to what's going on here? What am I drawing a blank? What's going on? I think maybe we should talk about some free agents, pitchers, not belly itchers. We want pitchers, not belly itchers. So who's still out there? We still got a few people out there. Shields, Scherzer. We got Hamels. What's the scoop with these guys?
Oh man, a lot of good pitching left. Of course, Shields and Scherzer, the free agents, still waiting to sign, and Cole Hamels looking to get traded. We'll see where they land.
David Price is up for trade too. That's a lot of rumor.
David Price as well. So that's four aces right there. 2 right-handers, 2 left-handers. So pretty even on that.
Give me the lefty. Give me Hamels. Give me Hamels. He's going to be the easier of the 3 to get, in my opinion. That's what I'm kind of thinking.
Yes, the Phillies are looking. They're cleaning it up. They already traded Rollins. I've heard they wanted to trade Ryan Howard. They'll eat up most of the money to trade Howard. And also Cole Hamels. Cardinals interested? Julian, what do you think?
Cardinals are interested in Hamels and David Price, and they're also interested in Scherzer. I think the Cardinals do pull off a big move. I do think they sign Hamels. They believe they have a good farm system where they can give the Phillies what they want. If they sign Hamels, I mean, I
think Burgess is rumored to be included in that.
Send Burgess. Just send him away. Go ahead. Because look what their rotation will be. There'll be Wainwright, who's in every Cy Young conversation. Mm-hmm. Then you have Michael Wacha, Lance Lynn, who people are sleeping on. That guy can pitch. Then you got Cole Hamels in there, who won't be the 4th starter. Then the 5th starter, I'm drawing a blank on, but
Martinez? Is it Martinez?
He went back in the bullpen during the season.
That's true.
But Cardinals look scary.
If the Cards expect to compete in the Central this year with the Cubs and Pirates, who really improved their rosters tremendously this year. The fact of the matter is, who's going to be relevant in July? Who's going to be relevant in July? Cardinals or Cubs?
Cardinals.
Probably not the Cubs. That's tradition speaks for itself. History has a tendency to repeat itself, and if the Cubbies are there in July, good for them. But
I'm riding the Cubs wagon. I say the Cubs are in it till July. They'll be fighting for that wild card spot, but they'll be in it. They got Joe Madden, John Lester in there. Mm-hmm. They're gonna make something happen.
Yeah, Theo Epstein.
A lot of young talent too. Soler, Bryant, Baez,
Rizzo.
A lot of really young talent.
Now they got Montero behind the dish.
Montero catching. If they can pull it together, they have a really nice team.
I still think they're gonna sign James Shields. A lot of people are holding back on him because he's asking for $100 million, but Cubs should just pay him. That new ball club they have now is going to bring people into the seats more and more. I'm sure the tickets will rise, but just give James Shields his $100 million. He has a relationship with Madden. He played with them in the Rays, and look what he did with the Rays. He brought Will Myers to them. That's how good he was.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to ask my boss for $100 million.
Go for it.
Good idea.
Good luck. I'll move back home.
No.
With Shields in that rotation, it would make Lester, Shields 1-2,
yes.
And then they signed Hamill as well,
and Jake Arrieta,
and then I believe Travis Wood is still there.
Yes,
Travis Wood. That's a really solid 5.
More than Wood.
Yeah.
Whoa. Now Scherzer, he's still asking for $200 million.
That's a lot of cheddar, dude.
I don't know who's gonna pay him that.
Nobody.
I agree with you. I mean, one spot he may go back to, which. I mean, I don't think it would be a bad idea. It would help turn the ball club around. Would be the Arizona Diamondbacks. That's where he originally came from.
Hey.
He was in the bullpen there, right?
Was a bullpen. Yes, was in the bullpen.
With his 2 different colored eyes. He would look good in that rotation that has Corbin right now. Has Corbin, has Arroyo, Jeremy Hellickson, who they got, Randall Delgado, Ruby De La Rosa, who they got from the Red Sox, and Alan Webster. I mean, it doesn't sound scary, but that rotation can do some damage.
Compete. Arizona's going to be
a lot better than last season.
Yeah.
And we'll keep it at that. Yeah.
What other teams do you think done good so far, Manny? I mean, you can't forget the Padres.
The Padres, yeah, San Diego Padres. I mean, recently acquired Justin Upton. That new outfield is scary. It's probably one of the best in the league. If they can, on paper, I'm not gonna say that it's the best without even watching them play. But Matt Kemp, Justin Upton, and Will Myers. I did hear that they want to play Will Myers in center field, which is kind of an experiment for him.
Yeah, they want to try him out there first, but they said they're going to try him out for. I'm not sure how long, but they said if it doesn't work out, they're just gonna put Matt Kemp back out there.
That's a big outfield in San Diego, and that can really hurt them if he doesn't.
Somebody's not gonna be happy.
Yeah.
Cameron Maben, Will Venable.
He's not gonna be happy.
I mean, the Padres still
Screw
have
Carlos Quentin. He's a buster.
Carlos Quentin.
He looks in the mirror and he breaks a bone. I mean, seriously,
Carlos
he's on the
Quentin.
DL.
So is Maben.
Cameron Maben, Will Venable. Those are all outfielders.
Who are going to get traded.
They need to trade those.
Venable.
Meat on his bones. He's just too skinny.
Venable is one person that really intrigues me. He's a lefty, beautiful swing. He plays great defense and he has speed. I believe he went to the Ivy League.
Yes, he did. He's an Ivy League player. Son of Max Venable, great utility player from the 80s.
And I keep hearing the Orioles are interested in him. I don't see why not. The Orioles should just pull a trigger on him. Because you already lost Nick Hundley, so you need some kind of bat to replace him. Venable can do that.
Pods also picked up Josh Johnson, dude. I mean,
Josh
they signed
Johnson,
him last
1 year
year.
contract, right?
They signed him last year, but
Yeah.
he blew his arm out.
Yeah,
so
he's another one
he had
that's coming
Tommy
back.
John surgery, and so again, it's a reclamation project.
Let's
with
not
them.
forget a couple sleepers as well. Derek Norris and Will Middlebrooks. Both of them. With Derek Norris, a lot of power from the catcher position.
Yeah, but
good to have.
that's a big ballpark. Middlebrook's supposed to have power too, but I think the only thing they're asking for them is to just drive in runs, get on base. And
Middlebrooks can be a nice surprise. Remember, he had that good streak with the Red Sox, a nice hot streak with the bat, and he
Gotta
can
stay healthy.
Yeah. Pretty much that's the key for all of them because they've all somehow had injuries. Before,
Derek
especially
Norris,
Kemp.
when he was with the A's, he didn't catch every day. He took a lot of days off, whether they were able to, because they had good replacements for him. But he's one guy I'm keeping an eye on. I'm also keeping an eye on their first baseman,
Yonder Alonso?
Yonder Alonso.
Yonder Alonso's a beast.
He has no power for first base.
Well, he's playing in the right stadium.
Well, I mean, he's all right. He hasn't been what they wanted, so I think he's trade bait.
Solarte is going to be key for them this year.
Yeah, Solarte's big. And whoever, I forgot the GM's name. What's the GM's name there?
Padres.
General manager.
Never mind. Anyways, that GM deserves.
AJ Preller.
Yeah, Prowler. He deserves an award right now because he didn't trade any of his starting pitching. That pitching is
with
scary.
Ross and
Yeah. Tyson Ross. You got Adam Kennedy.
Kashner.
Is it?
Andrew
Kashner?
Kashner's a beast.
Yeah.
And then you have the guy with the long last name, wears a hat funny.
Espagne.
Despine that he
Hey,
didn't
same
trade.
to you.
He didn't trade any of those pitchers that every team wanted.
But the good thing that I'm really kind of happy for Padre fans, even though I'm not necessarily high up on the Padre bandwagon at all, because I'm more of the Diamondbacks fan club, but the Padres years ago had told their fan base, if you let us build Petco, if we build this stadium in downtown, we promise that we're going to put a competitive team on the field every year. And I personally think that they've lied to them about that over the past several years. They've maybe put a top name free agent here and there that they've brought in, but again, they've kind of been let down. Yeah, they've had a lot of injuries, and yeah, they've their pitching has kind of let them down.
Well,
later
they traded
in the
their
year,
pitching.
but this guy Preller, I mean, he's putting his money where their mouth is, and they're on paper they have a competitive team that can compete right away with the Giants and the Dodgers.
They thrown it around. I mean, last couple of seasons, I believe they finished third in the NL West, if I'm not mistaken, around there. So now with the additions they've made this season, they can probably get over the hump. Maybe get past the Dodgers, maybe past the Giants who have been relatively quiet in the offseason.
Diamondbacks, baby. Diamondbacks, Goldschmidt.
Diamondbacks might be a surprise in there. We'll see.
Goldschmidt.
Should be a fun division to watch this season.
All I know is I'm going to be going to a lot of Padre games. I'm a Matt Kemp fan. I think he's going to put up MVP numbers this year. Upton's going to be the one that drives in 100 runs.
I'm a Justin Upton fan.
He's whoever sits over there in the grass is going to get a lot of home run balls.
Oh, he's gonna be perfect for them. He's gonna make that middle of that 3-4-5 spot in that lineup really flexible too. He doesn't necessarily have to be penciled in 4 or 5. He can hit anywhere 3, 4, 5, even 6. Depending on where you can put Myers, where you want to put Kemp. I would keep Kemp in the 4 spot.
It'll be interesting to see if Myers leads off. I think he'll be a good leadoff hitter. I don't know why.
Niners.
So what about the Dodgers, you guys? What are you guys thinking?
They got a new players up in the middle now. Jimmy Rollins and Howie Kendrick, who I don't know why the Angels traded. I don't know why the Angels traded him.
We were just talking about that on the last podcast, weren't we? We talked about how Kendrick was super important to the Angels, how he's come around, how he's been consistent and solid. And 5 minutes after, I think maybe 10, the last podcast we did, boom, they traded him away to across town to the Dodgers. But definitely strength up the middle will only help that amazing rotation that they have. Greinke, Kershaw, Ryu, and with the addition of Brandon McCarthy from the Yankees, who was previously a member of the Diamondbacks in the West, so he knows how to compete in the West. He knows he has that left coast, West Coast feel. He's a smart pitcher, and he sucks up innings for that saves the bullpen. Kenley Jansen has to have a monster year, but in my opinion, it's the middle guys. It's the 7th, 8th inning setup guys. Brandon Lee. Come on, man, give me a break. That guy's pretty silly, but the lefties, they need to have those lefties come in the 7th and 8th, and those guys have to do the job.
Yeah, I mean, McCarthy, sinker baller, so nighttime at Dodger Stadium, ball does not carry. That might fit him a lot. It's being a sinker baller, so any fly balls he gets, they're going to be caught in the outfield. Good pickup, in my opinion, to that back end of the rotation after, like you said, Kershaw, Greinke, Ryu. That's a very good fit for them. And Kendrick and Rollins, they come in to replace D. Gordon and Hanley Ramirez. That's an interesting move. Personally, I really like D. Gordon. I like that speedy leadoff type hitter, but Kendrick is just a way better hitter than he is. I see him as an upgrade.
When they bring up Peterson, he's going to give him that speed they need.
Yeah, true. And Rollins, a seasoned vet, great player. Plays the game the right way.
They're going to miss him in Philly.
Yeah, they sure are. He was a fan favorite over there in Philadelphia. But yeah, nice players up the middle for the Dodgers. We'll see how it works out for them.
Yeah, third base is going to be key for them because who do they put in there? Who plugs the hole?
Uribe?
Justin Turner, Uribe's hot and cold. Uribe's a streaky player. He's good one week, he's crappy the next. Turner's a little bit inconsistent since he came over from the Mets.
Well, I know they have Cody Seager, I think is his name. Mm-hmm. I know he's coming up from the farm system.
Yeah, Kyle Seager's younger brother, him and Peterson. Yeah.
Is that really his younger brother?
Yeah.
Oh, I was wondering that. Peterson's the one I'm curious about. When he got caught up last year, he didn't do a dang thing. I know it was nervous, big bright lights. He had all that hype coming in. We'll see. I'm sure he was a Jay Bruce type player who I still think is going to get traded.
Jay Bruce?
Yeah. Since we're on Jay Bruce, talk about the Reds because I like following that team for some reason. I keep hearing that Johnny Cueto is on the trading block.
What?
No way.
Reds should not do it. I keep hearing that they want to trade all their big chips and rebuild.
Hey, Chapman's available.
Yeah, Chapman, Brandon Phillips. They're hearing for Joey Votto and Jay Bruce. I thought the Padres were going to trade for Jay Bruce, but they don't have to now with that outfield. But if they trade Cueto, you can get a lot for him. That guy can eat up any. Look at the seat. I still thought he should have won the Cy Young last year.
There's an All-Star game in Cincy this year.
Yes.
So they're gonna land some kind of big name. They're gonna land a name to help with the All-Stars.
Todd Frazier's he's their franchise player now. Todd Frazier that guy can hit light power tower.
Joey Votto's still the face of the franchise, but if he gets traded, then it falls into Todd Frazier's hands.
But after Cueto,
they traded Latos.
What else do they have? Latos is gone.
Simon is gone.
Leak, Sun Devil. Leak. Mike Leake can play all day. He kills innings. But again, in that central there, they really need to compete. So again, are they going to be relevant in July without any big name?
I hope so, because this last year they had injuries. Votto was out all year pretty much. Jay Bruce had career worst year. Phillips is starting to decline, but he can still produce. Frazier is their best player. They're missing a lot from shortstop. Cozart didn't do much. He's pretty much a defensive player. That's what he's known for. Devin Mesoraco finally,
that guy can hit.
Yeah, he finally grew into it. A lot of people were waiting for. Billy Hamilton, who I think is overrated. Speed doesn't slump, but that's why he's top of the lineup there. Sinsu Chu, they missed him. I think they missed him more than anything. And then Ludwig was injured as well still. They had nothing in their outfield. Heisey didn't do much. He got traded to the Dodgers.
Teams with two lefties in their starting rotation are going to do very well. That's why the Dodgers have Kershaw and Ryu. I am a personal firm believer that you need to have two solid lefty starters in your
Well, look what the
rotation.
Phillies did that when they had Hamels and Lee.
Absolutely. Look at the Yankees with Pettit and Boomer Wells during their run of the 5 or 6 championships in a row there. But yeah, Cincinnati, they have a dude looking at their roster, Jumbo Diaz, 6'4", 315. That's he definitely fits the name.
What
Jumbo
position is he?
Diaz. He's a pitcher. Jumbo Diaz. That's pretty cool.
That's gonna be a burger in a couple years.
Yeah, that's all right. So, second break.
All right.
Yep.
What do you guys think?
I think we covered pretty much everything today.
Oh, well then that's good.
Yeah. Custom Bobbleheads. Custom with a Z. Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Don't follow them on Instagram and Facebook. Just type it in regular custom. Just put a Z in place of the S. You won't be let down. You'll be really impressed with this work.
I'm gonna give him a shot myself because of my plethora.
Who do you have? Who do you have in mind, Mr. Beck? Who do you have in mind to change a jersey on somebody?
Placido Polanco? I don't know.
Oh.
I have a Phillies one. Placido Polanco.
Polanco don't even play.
Hey, you put me on the spot right there, buddy. I don't know.
You
But
got some
I'm
Dodger
thinking
ones.
about it. Yeah, I
I
don't
forgot.
know.
You should make Andre Ethier Arizona State. You should do that.
Ooh.
I have a Greg Maddux Cubs one that I really want to do into a retro Braves.
Well, what are you
jersey.
waiting for? It's your cousin.
I'm gonna do it, man. I'm gonna do it. I'm just
that's
kind of
what I'm
waiting for
talking
the right moment.
Well, this is the third third installment of the Baseball Hot Stove Report for the AOSN with Julian and Manny. So again, it is a work in progress. We do appreciate your support. They do appreciate your support. Please check them on Facebook and Twitter at theaosn.com for all your sporting needs, baseball, football, soccer.
Yeah.
A lot of soccer.
Uh-huh. And let's talk about the most regressed teams as well. We're talking about the Padres, that have they improved, and what about the most regressed teams this season? Teams that have gotten worse.
A's.
A's, right off the bat. Oakland A's.
They
They lost Lester, lost Hamill,
Josh Donaldson.
Derek Norris.
Derek Norris. List goes on and on. Where are they? Where do they sit right now in that division?
They're looking up at
The Rangers.
the Angels, the Rangers. Mariners are going to be sick.
Mariners.
Mariners are going to be a sleeper. And again, like I said the last time, the Astros, keep an eye out for those guys. Those Astros are going to definitely be making some moves this year. What about Texas? I mean, they're not looking so solid.
They lost Ron
anymore.
Washington.
They're really
That's
not going to, they
that's
have
their
a lot
biggest
of work
loss.
to do. They
That's-
have a lot of work to do in the West. So,
Yeah.
you're looking at the Angels, you're looking at the Mariners, I would say, is the top two guys in the AL West. But yeah, Oakland, they kind of took themselves out of the contention right off the bat. But Billy Bean's an amazing guy. He usually
That's the scary part.
He works.
You don't know what
his
he's brewing
magic.
up. You just don't know.
He knows something we don't.
I think he's waiting for the next offseason. I think he's going to pull trigger on a lot of players next season. He had Matt Holliday one year. Remember that?
Yeah.
He had
True.
Matt Holliday, then he traded him away. He got
St. Louis.
he got good. I forgot what he got in return, but I know he got good players in return. And I don't know. He's waiting to do something. He's an evil genius.
Another team we talked about regressing was the Baltimore Orioles, losing big players from the lineup. They lost
Yeah.
Nelson Cruz,
Man.
Nick Markakis, and Andrew Miller. 3 big guys, two outfielders. Actually, 1 DH, the other outfielder.
They're going to lose Chris Davis.
They might lose Chris Davis as well. So, and they haven't really gotten anybody to replace those guys. That's what we're waiting on. We're kind of waiting to see what late trades they can make.
I
We
think
heard about Ryan Howard maybe landing over there.
That would be a good clubhouse pickup for them primarily. He would
Give him
fill
the 25
DH
home
role.
runs. Yeah, give him 25 home runs. You're good.
He could play
25.
one or two. He could start 1 or 2 days during the week. Give your regular first baseman a day off. He could fit in the DH role.
DH role. That's key because of his recent injuries. He can just DH.
'Cause
Small ballpark as well. At 10 yards.
Steven Pierce is the one that's going to take over first base now. He came out of nowhere last year.
Who?
Pierce.
Pierce.
Exactly. That's my point. Yeah, that's just it.
He's still look what Adam Jones did. He didn't do anything with the Mariners. And he got traded to the Orioles, and now he's
Adam Jones is a monster.
30 home runs.
Manny Machado. Manny Machado's still the guy over there.
That's who they miss. They miss
He's
Manny
so-
Machado.
He's been battling with injuries, but man, when he's on the field, he's just a special player.
Same with J.J. Hardy. J.J. Hardy is one of the best shortstops in the league. He had a down year. Everyone forgot about him. He's going to bounce back this year, I believe, with his 20 home runs or more. I know they're missing a lot in the starting rotation. Other guys, Chris Tillman, who can be bad and can be really good at times. They should sign some type of starting pitcher. I don't think they can afford a top-of-the-notch guy like Price or Hamels, Shields, or Scherzer, but I know they had a lot of injuries last year.
Tampa didn't help themselves out at all this offseason either.
Yeah,
No,
Tampa.
that's true.
They
Yeah.
traded Hellickson. They gave up on him really quick.
They got a new manager in Cash.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that was a manager.
Yeah.
Their rotation's not bad. They have Cobb, Archer. Those two can...
Archer's a baby.
Yeah, but he can pitch. Cobb can...
He
He's
wears a
straight.
good number.
Yeah, Cobb's good. They're going to trade Zobrist, I keep hearing.
Yeah.
I don't know why. He plays
Last
everywhere.
Last year was contract. They gotta get some value for him. That's all. That's the only reason I see. Yeah, not pretty much. I mean, he's a great player and he's a utility guy. So.
What if Ryan... No, they have James Loney. Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
who do they have?
Oh, sorry, there's the joke at the end of the podcast tonight, Julian. That was great. I really like that. James Loney, joke for the night to end our third installment of the MLB Hot Stove Report for the AOSN. As the esteemed guest tonight for the Hot Stove Report, I appreciate you guys letting me in tonight. And signing off till the next time. Hopefully I'll be able to join you guys again, but I appreciate you guys.
Great to have you again, and hopefully we'll continue to do this. It was great. It was fun. Keep tuning in, everybody. It's great to have you guys.
Give us some suggestions. Give us some feedback. Give them some feedback as to, what you like, what you don't like.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you for listening, everyone. See you next time.